Project Prickly Affair is set out in a 40 by 60 site in Nagarbhavi in the suburban edge of Bangalore. So our clients Sushma and Shrini came to us with the requirement of a 3-bedroom house. Their family structure was of the two of them, their parents and 2 children. They wanted a very open plan with interconnected, interactive spaces. They were particular that they wanted a lot of natural, raw, organic look and feel to the whole house with a lot of green here and there. Apart from the main 3-bedroom house, they also wanted a 2-bedroom independent space, which in future could be used by the ladies' parents. So that meant we also needed to provide for a 3 car park for the whole house. The site being a 40 by 60 with the road towards the east, we had to leave the necessary setbacks according to the bylaws. So right in the front we accommodated the 3 car parks. Since this road sloped down, a part of the 2-bedroom house which was accommodated here behind the car park had a slightly lower entry than the rest of the lift lobby. So this car park was slightly lower than the other 2 car parks. You park here and alight somewhere here, and you walk in here along this green stretch on both sides. You enter the lift lobby here. Along this green, you also climb a floating 2-inch thick concrete staircase, and you arrive somewhere here in the middle of the site at an upper level, on the first level, which is pretty much the main residence. So we arrive here at the center of the site. That helps us have larger chunks of spaces on either side, and you arrive in front of the lift here in a foyer kind of a space. We have a living here with its built-in seater in concrete, which extends out to become a planter, which shields this large glass window from the western sun. It also has its other loose furniture in here. As you come inside the house, you see this open to sky double height courtyard. This courtyard helped us introvert the whole house. So this becomes the focal point of the whole house. All the spaces respond into this courtyard. A double height space with open to sky cutout. We tucked in a little puja here. The kitchen was laid along one of its sides, an open kitchen with a large island counter, which in turn drops to become the dining counter as well. So this kitchen and dining pretty much open into the courtyard. We kept this wall again open as large sliding glass doors, which opened out into another patch of green. This patch of green was planned to be rather crude, raw. So since this whole space in here was open, we wanted to kind of bring a little element of privacy to this whole thing. So we walled it with a brick jali, but we slightly tried to innovate it by placing the bricks diagonally, which brings in more privacy to these spaces inside. This courtyard was also open to sky with concrete pergolas on top, which allowed rain inside this space, allowed a little microclimate to be created inside this space, and a lot of ventilation and light into this whole open planning. This southwest was the parents' bedroom. So again, it had a built-in seater here and windows opening into the courtyard. So at any time, even if the parents are resting in their room, they are always connected to the rest of the house. So other than the seater, it had its regular functions of loose furniture and fixed furniture. Another opening on the other side for cross ventilation. This courtyard also had a green element. We have this beautiful tree here with a lot of landscape incorporated. Also has a water feature, so at most part of the day you hear water falling and the soothing sound of water. Puja created here was built in a monolithic Sadharali stone. We positioned a swing here along this courtyard for the kids to, enjoy the courtyard at different times of the day. This courtyard also had a concrete pergola on top, which brought in a very beautiful play of light at different parts of the day. Along these two sides of this courtyard, we've kind of done a mud plaster, which was explored at site by our own team, our own Greyscale team, a very hands-on exploration of mud plaster on these two walls. Now, here in the transitional space, we climb up to the next level. This is a 2-inch folded plate staircase, which takes you to the next level. So you arrive next to this double height cutout of the courtyard and this dining double height cutout. This staircase has a nice element of metal railing, which is again continued and overlapped on the library. So we have a library tucked here next to the staircase. This becomes a cozy study nook with the library here and the whole experience of seeing the courtyard below and interacting with people at different levels. You come in here and you enter the kids' bedroom. The kids' bedroom also has a fixed seater which opens where windows open into the courtyard. This kids' bedroom has a sloping roof, so that allowed us to create another mezzanine here for the kids, which doubles up as space for them. At the same time, it also scales the building down. So we read the volume or the height of the building up to the lintel here, up to the lowered shutters, which are towards the road. And we don't read beyond it. This whole sloping roof allows us to cut the scale of the building. On this side is the master bedroom, the Sushma's and Shrini's bedroom, with an elaborate dress and a washroom, and a rather linear, compact bedroom with a built-in bed, with again windows along the courtyard opening into the courtyard, allowing interaction at different times of the day. So basically this courtyard becomes a heart where people from different levels, different spaces are always connected. This becomes a small home office in the northwest. Then when we go to the next level, you reach here above this home office, and this becomes a multi-purpose room here with a small toilet tucked in behind the lift, and it opens out into a semi-covered terrace. This whole thing becomes a terrace with a small cutout for the courtyard, and the rest is a very usable terrace where Sushma and Srini can entertain their guests, their relatives, and have their small social interaction with people. We had a building very close here, built along the south side. This side of the property and along that side was vacant while through the construction, but assuming it can get built anytime. We primarily wanted to introvert the house and open it into the courtyard in the center and towards this courtyard in the front, which becomes a volume in the front which buffers the living spaces a little away from the road. This whole jali that we created around this courtyard continues as a facade on the other side where we enter the house in the north. The house has been punctuated by these landscape courtyards and terraces. We have one over here, which becomes the front wild garden for the kids to explore. The central one, which is a double height courtyard. We have a terrace here in the front, which brings in good eastern light. This window here also allows a lot of east light into the house, deep into the house. This last terrace also has a lot of green, a large planter box here with an extended seater here, and a lot of punctuated greens all around the skylight. And in the ground floor, which is the 2-bedroom house in the ground floor, we also have these spaces opening into the setback, which forms a linear green patch all along. We also introduced this slit in the north, which also allows a lot of northern light in the house. So we have this whole dramatic play of light inside the house at different times of the day as the sun moves. Brick, the most conventional of building material, was used extensively in this house. The rat trap bond creates a kind of an insulating layer within the masonry and doesn't allow the heat to transverse from outside to inside. We've also kind of slightly used brick in a different innovative way to come up with the jali pattern. Here the bricks are placed in a 45-degree angle, and the angle changes every other course to create these punctures in the brick. So these punctures and the whole placement of the bricks in the jali was strategically done so that it brings privacy to the whole open planning of the spaces. Also allows, the kind of airflow, restricts the amount of water that enters this space, and it also allows the foliage of the landscape to, come kind of peep out of the building and be visible out on this jali from outside. So apart from brick, we have a lot of concrete surfaces, so a lot of cement rendered concrete ceilings and walls. We've used Kota as a leather finish Kota for the flooring in the ground floor, in the first floor as well. And we've explored different oxide finishes on the floor. The toilets are leather finish, Sadarali stone with colored oxide on the walls. The second floor roof above the library and that transition space between the parents' bedroom and the children's bedroom has an exposed filler slab. So this filler slab again helps in increasing the thermal capacity of the slab, helps the building passively cool itself. Also on the last roof, on the kids' bedroom, the sloping roof, we have these country tiles over it. Again, it helps in increasing the thermal capacity of the slab. So this whole palette of very crude, true to its nature, natural material add to the whole look and feel of the house with a use of raw metal again. So we've kind of let the metal be not painted, so just lacquer it to stop its natural course of rusting. We've also used metal to hang this mezzanine from the roof. So it's actually anchored from on the roof by the help of just two rods, this whole mezzanine in the kids' bedroom. And apart from metal, it has some amount of timber on its floor and the underside of the soffit of the slab. Hunso teak has been used for doors and windows and flooring at some places. We've used mud plaster in the courtyard walls with some little punctures for diyas to come in and bring in that little rural element to the whole setting of the house. We have large rainwater harvesting tanks here to take care of all the runoff water from the terraces and balconies so that we reduce our consumption of fresh water. We've also allocated a large space for composting to happen, which takes care of most of the organic waste of the kitchen. We have an elaborate solar system here to cater to the water, heating and electricity requirement of the house. So as designers, we believe that we need to build these systems as infrastructure, as building blocks of our buildings, so that they become more responsive and more sensitive to our environment, and we kind of help reduce consumption here on.